Katharine Hepburn was no ordinary actress. She was a force of nature. But behind the silver screen, directors waged a relentless war to tame her spirit. From savage punishments on the set of Bringing Up Baby to the crushing demands of On Golden Pond, Hepburn's journey is a saga of resilience and rebellion. This is the side of Hollywood they don't want you to see. The power struggles, the backstage battles, and the iron will of a woman who refused to bow. The beginnings of a star. Her journey to stardom began with her breakout role in the 1932 film A Bill of Divorcement, directed by George Cukor. Cukor, a renowned director, saw potential in the young actress and cast her despite her lack of experience. Hepburn's performance was praised, and it marked the start of a prolific career. Born in Hartford, Connecticut on May 12, 1907, she was raised in a progressive household. Her father, Thomas Hepburn, was a successful urologist, and her mother, Katherine Martha Houghton, was a suffragette and an advocate for birth control. This upbringing instilled in her a strong sense of independence and determination. Hepburn attended Bryn Mawr College, where she developed a passion for acting. After graduating in 1928, she pursued a career in theater. She faced many rejections and setbacks, but remained undeterred. In 1932, her persistence paid off when she landed a role in the Broadway play The Warrior's Husband. Her performance caught the attention of Hollywood scouts, leading to a contract with RKO Pictures. Her early years in Hollywood were marked by a series of successes and failures. After A Bill of Divorcement, she starred in Morning Glory, 1933, which earned her the first of her 4 Academy Awards. Despite this success, she faced box office failures with films like Spitfire, 1934, and Break of Hearts, 1935. Hepburn's strong-willed personality often clashed with the Hollywood establishment. In a 1973 interview, she recalled, "I never liked Hollywood. I just liked acting." Her defiance was evident when she refused to conform to the typical starlet image, famously wearing trousers instead of dresses. In 1938, after a series of commercial failures, Hepburn was labeled box office poison by the Independent Theater Owners of America. This could have ended her career, but she staged a remarkable comeback with the 1940 film The Philadelphia Story. She acquired the film rights to the play and negotiated her own terms with MGM, ensuring her creative control. Clash with George Cukor. Her relationship with director George Cukor was complex and dynamic. While he played a pivotal role in her early career, their professional interactions were not without tension. Cukor, known for his meticulous direction and ability to work with strong-willed actresses, often found himself at odds with Hepburn's independent nature. Their first collaboration, A Bill of Divorcement, 1932, was a success, but it set the stage for future conflicts. Her desire for creative input frequently clashed with Cukor's authoritative directorial style. Despite these tensions, Cukor recognized Hepburn's talent and continued to work with her. One notable clash occurred during the production of Sylvia Scarlett, 1935. Hepburn played a woman who disguises herself as a boy, a role that pushed the boundaries of her acting skills. Cukor's demanding nature often left her feeling frustrated. In a 1979 interview, she recalled, "George was a wonderful director, but he could be very exacting. There were times when I thought, I can't do this." The most intense conflict came during the filming of Little Women, 1933. Cast as Jo March, she brought her own interpretation to the character, which sometimes diverged from Cukor's vision. Their disagreements reached a peak during a crucial scene where Jo rejects Laurie's marriage proposal. She wanted to emphasize Jo's independence, while Cukor insisted on a more traditional approach. According to studio insiders, this disagreement led to a heated argument on set. Hepburn reportedly stormed off, refusing to continue until Cukor relented. This standoff caused a significant delay in filming, but eventually a compromise was reached. Despite these clashes, Hepburn and Cukor maintained mutual respect. Cukor once said, "Katherine has a mind of her own, and that's what makes her so remarkable. She's not afraid to challenge you, and that's a rare quality." The infamous Howard Hughes incident. Her relationship with Howard Hughes was not just personal, but also professional. Their romantic involvement began in the late 1930s, but it was their professional encounters that revealed a different side of Hughes. Known for his exacting standards and relentless perfectionism, Hughes often clashed with Hepburn's independent spirit. The most notorious incident occurred during the production of The Aviator. Hughes, a billionaire industrialist and filmmaker, was obsessed with aviation and accuracy. His film Hell's Angels, 1930, had already set a high bar for aerial cinematography, and he expected the same level of commitment from everyone involved in his projects. During the making of The Aviator, Hughes demanded she perform several dangerous stunts herself, despite the risks. One particular scene required her to pilot a plane through a series of hazardous maneuvers. Known for her fearlessness, she initially agreed, but soon realized the extent of the danger involved. The argument escalated when Hughes accused Hepburn of lacking dedication. In response, she walked off the set, refusing to return until her safety concerns were addressed. Hughes, unwilling to compromise, decided to proceed without her, using a stunt double instead. This incident caused a delay in the production schedule and strained their personal relationship. Her defiance did not go unnoticed in Hollywood. Reports of the incident spread, painting her both as a difficult actress and a committed professional unwilling to jeopardize her safety. Despite their clashes, they remained connected for several years. Hughes once said, "Katharine was unlike anyone I'd ever met. Strong, stubborn, and incredibly talented. She never backed down from a fight." Power struggles with John Ford. Ford, a legendary director known for his authoritarian style, often clashed with Hepburn's strong-willed nature. Their collaboration on Mary of Scotland, 1936, brought these conflicts to the forefront. Ford was a master of his craft with a reputation for demanding absolute control over his films. Hepburn, on the other hand, was an actress who valued her creative input. This fundamental difference in approach led to numerous confrontations on set. Her portrayal of Mary, Queen of Scots, required a delicate balance of strength and vulnerability, and she had her own ideas about how the character should be portrayed. The tension between them became evident during the filming of a pivotal scene where Mary confronts her enemies. Ford insisted on multiple takes, each time pushing her to deliver a performance that met his exacting standards. Hepburn, frustrated by the repeated takes and Ford's rigid direction, began to voice her dissatisfaction. In a 1972 interview, she recalled, "John was relentless. He knew what he wanted, and he wouldn't settle for less. But I believed in my interpretation of Mary, and I wasn't going to let anyone dictate it completely." This standoff reached a peak when Ford demanded yet another take after Hepburn felt she had given her best performance. Ford's response to Hepburn's defiance was swift and severe. He berated her in front of the entire crew, questioning her professionalism and dedication. This public humiliation was a tactic Ford often used to assert his authority, but she did not back down. Instead, she retorted with equal intensity, making it clear that she would not be bullied into submission. The set of Mary of Scotland became a battleground of wills. Ford's approach was to break down actors to rebuild them in his vision, but her resistance only made her more determined. Despite the conflicts, the film was completed, and Hepburn's performance was praised, although the film itself received mixed reviews. The professional relationship between Hepburn and Ford never fully recovered. The battle on Bringing Up Baby. Her experience on the set of Bringing Up Baby, 1938, with director Howard Hawks was one of the most challenging of her career. The screwball comedy, co-starring Cary Grant, required precise comedic timing and a high-energy performance from Hepburn. Howard Hawks was known for his fast-paced, improvisational directing style, which often clashed with her meticulous approach to acting. Hepburn was not naturally inclined towards comedy, and the demands of the role pushed her out of her comfort zone. Hawks, who valued spontaneity, frequently urged her to loosen up and embrace the chaos of the comedic scenes. The tension between them came to a head during the filming of a particularly chaotic scene involving a wild leopard. Hepburn, who was already nervous about working with the animal, struggled to hit the comedic beats that Hawks envisioned. Hawks's frustration grew as take after take failed to meet his expectations. Hawks's impatience led to several heated exchanges, with Hawks criticizing her inability to adapt to his direction. Hepburn, in turn, felt that Hawks was dismissive of her efforts and overly harsh in his criticisms. One of the most severe punishments came when Hawks decided to replace Hepburn temporarily during rehearsals. He brought in another actress to demonstrate how he wanted the scenes to be played, hoping to push her to change her approach. This public demotion was a significant blow to her confidence and status on set. However, she did not let this setback deter her. She doubled down on her efforts, determined to prove Hawks wrong. In a 1940 interview, Hepburn recounted, "I knew I wasn't a natural comedienne, but I was willing to work hard and learn. Howard's methods were tough, but they made me push beyond my limits." Despite the tensions and punishments, Bringing Up Baby was completed and released in 1938. The film initially struggled at the box office, but has since been reevaluated as a masterpiece of screwball comedy. The conflict with Vincente Minnelli, her collaboration with director Vincente Minnelli on Undercurrent 1946, was marked by significant tension. Minnelli, known for his exacting standards and artistic vision, often clashed with Hepburn's independent and assertive nature. This film was a departure for both Minnelli, primarily known for his musicals, and Hepburn, who was navigating a complex role in a psychological thriller. Minnelli was meticulous about every detail, from the set design to the actors' performances. Hepburn, accustomed to directors like George Cukor and Howard Hawks, who allowed her more creative freedom, found Minnelli's controlling nature challenging. The conflict became apparent during the filming of a scene where her character, Anne Hamilton, experiences a breakdown. Hepburn's approach to the scene was deeply methodical. She spent considerable time preparing, drawing from her own emotional experiences to deliver an authentic performance. Minnelli, however, had a specific vision for how the scene should unfold. He wanted a more restrained portrayal, emphasizing subtlety over raw emotion. This difference in interpretation led to numerous takes, each one heightening the tension between them. The situation reached a boiling point when Minnelli demanded another take after Hepburn felt she had given her best performance. Exhausted and frustrated, she confronted Minnelli, questioning his direction. Minnelli's response was harsh and unyielding. He criticized Hepburn's performance, saying it lacked the nuance he desired. This public reprimand was a severe blow to Hepburn, who prided herself on her acting skills. In a 1975 interview, she recalled, "Vincente had a vision, but he could be incredibly difficult. There were moments when I thought, this is too much." Despite the ongoing conflicts, she did not back down. She insisted on discussing the scene in detail, seeking a middle ground between her emotional intensity and Minnelli's restrained approach. This compromise was challenging to reach, but eventually they managed to find a balance that satisfied both. Undercurrent was completed and released in 1946. While the film received mixed reviews, Hepburn's performance was praised for its complexity and depth. The professional relationship between her and Minnelli, however, remained strained. Minnelli once remarked, "Katharine was a force of nature, and directing her was both a privilege and a challenge." The African Queen struggles. Experience on the set of The African Queen, 1951, with director John Huston was a true test of her endurance and spirit. The film, co-starring Humphrey Bogart, was shot on location in the Congo and Uganda, presenting extreme challenges that went beyond typical Hollywood productions. Huston, known for his adventurous and often risky filmmaking style, insisted on shooting in the harsh, unpredictable environment of the African wilderness. This decision exposed the cast and crew to numerous hardships, including oppressive heat, rampant diseases, and difficult working conditions. Unaccustomed to such severe circumstances, she faced these challenges head-on. One of the most intense conflicts between them occurred during the filming of a scene where Rose and Charlie Allnut, Bogart, dragged their steamboat through a swamp. The scene required Hepburn to wade through muddy, leech-infested water, a task she found both physically and mentally taxing. Huston, however, was relentless, pushing her to repeat the scene until he was satisfied with the take. In a 1987 interview, she described the ordeal. "John was a perfectionist. He wanted everything just right, no matter how many times it took. There were moments in that swamp where I thought I couldn't go on, but quitting was never an option." Huston's insistence on realism led to multiple takes, each one more grueling than the last. The constant exposure to the elements and the demanding physical scenes took a toll on Hepburn. She reportedly fainted several times due to exhaustion and dehydration, yet Huston's determination never wavered. He believed that the authenticity of the location and the actor's genuine discomfort would translate into a more compelling film. Despite the harsh conditions and severe physical strain, her performance in The African Queen was widely acclaimed. The film was a commercial and critical success, earning Bogart an Academy Award for Best Actor and securing her status as a versatile and resilient actress. The Guess Who's Coming to Dinner debacle. The production of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, 1967, presented Katharine Hepburn with one of the most significant professional challenges of her career. Directed by Stanley Kramer, the film tackled the controversial subject of interracial marriage during a time when such topics were highly sensitive. The film starred Hepburn, Spencer Tracy, and Sidney Poitier, and it required a delicate balance of drama and social commentary. Kramer was known for his socially conscious films and had a reputation for being a demanding director. Already dealing with the declining health of her longtime partner Spencer Tracy, she faced immense pressure to deliver a powerful performance. The tension on set was palpable, exacerbated by the film's heavy subject matter and the personal circumstances surrounding its production. One of the most contentious moments occurred during the filming of a critical dinner scene, where the characters discuss the impending interracial marriage. Kramer wanted the scene to convey a profound sense of realism and emotional intensity. Hepburn, emotionally drained from Tracy's deteriorating health, found it challenging to meet Kramer's exacting standards. During one particularly grueling day of shooting, she broke down in tears after Kramer insisted on yet another take. She later described this moment in a 1970 interview. "It was one of the toughest days of my life. I felt completely drained, both emotionally and physically." Despite these challenges, Hepburn's performance was outstanding. Tracy's death shortly after filming ended added a poignant layer to the film, as it was their last movie together. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was released to critical acclaim and became a significant cultural touchstone. It earned 10 Academy Award nominations, with Hepburn winning her second Oscar for Best Actress. Kramer later reflected on working with Hepburn, saying, "Katharine was a true professional. Even under immense pressure, she delivered a performance that was both powerful and deeply moving. She was the heart and soul of the film." The final straw with On Golden Pond. The production of On Golden Pond, 1981, was a defining moment in Katharine Hepburn's later career, marked by intense challenges and notable conflicts with director Mark Rydell. The film, which paired Hepburn with Henry Fonda in a story about an elderly couple confronting aging and family dynamics, required nuanced performances under Rydell's exacting direction. Rydell, known for his meticulous and sometimes abrasive directing style, often clashed with Hepburn's established methods. By this stage in her career, she was an icon with her own strong opinions about her roles. The film's emotionally charged scenes, combined with Rydell's rigorous demands, created a highly charged atmosphere on set. One of the most significant confrontations occurred during the filming of a key scene, where her character, Ethel Thayer, confronts her husband, played by Fonda, about his deteriorating health and their relationship. Rydell wanted the scene to capture raw, unfiltered emotion, pushing her to delve deeper into her personal experiences. Rydell's insistence on multiple takes and his critical feedback led to growing frustration for Hepburn. She believed that her initial takes had captured the essence of the scene and felt Rydell's approach was overly harsh. In a 1982 interview, she recalled, "Mark kept pushing for something more, something rawer. I felt like I had given everything I had, but it never seemed enough for him." The tension culminated in a heated exchange where she confronted Rydell about his directing style. According to on-set accounts, she told him, "I've been in this business long enough to know when a scene works. Trust my instincts." Rydell, however, was uncompromising, insisting that Hepburn could go even deeper into the character's emotions. Despite the conflicts, Hepburn's dedication to her craft shone through. She drew on her vast experience and personal strength to deliver a performance that was both powerful and deeply affecting. The grueling process and constant demands took a physical toll on Hepburn, who was already dealing with the effects of aging. She suffered from arthritis and other health issues, which made the physically and emotionally demanding role even more challenging. On Golden Pond was a critical and commercial success, earning Hepburn her fourth Academy Award for Best Actress. Hepburn later reflected on the experience, saying, "Working on Golden Pond was one of the toughest but most rewarding experiences of my career. It reminded me that no matter how long you've been in the business, there's always something new to learn, always another level to reach. Hepburn's performance on The Golden Pond was lauded as one of the best of her career, adding to her record-setting 4 Oscars for acting. Her chemistry with Henry Fonda was particularly noted, as their performances beautifully captured the nuances of a long-term marriage facing the challenges of aging and reconciliation with family.